Hey everyone, Charles here. And first of all, thank you for stopping by my podcast. If this show inspires you, makes you think, or gives you that courage to jump into action, please help by donating to this show. Click the link in the description and donate. Your donation helps us with production and finding great guests moving forward. Thank you and enjoy.
You know you should be doing something different, right? Hey, I'm talking to you. Do you believe that you have the gift for greatness or have a special talent, but don't have the courage to take that next step? Always wondering how others made it look so easy? Well, welcome to Jump, the show that will bring you special guests just like you and me. How did they get the courage to jump into greatness? Doing what they love and living the good life. So, get ready to jump with your host, Charles Matthews Jr.
Yes. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Jump Podcast. And if this is your first time here, we're all about jumping. I don't mean jumping up and down. I mean jumping into greatness, jumping to the next level. Where are you right now? You're at the line and you're like, I don't know. But it's time to jump. And my special guests that I bring on the show help you to get the next level. So let's find out a little bit about our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome special guests. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I am great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So happy that you could join us today.
Happy to be here.
So let's backtrack. Who is Rachael?
Oh my goodness. That is existential question, right? Well, I identify as a supreme spiritual guide and courage mentor. And I'm in the business of supporting highly intuitive women in particular, become bold, feel seen, and liberated to step out into the world and create tangible, meaningful success for themselves on their terms.
All right. So backtrack. Born and raised, where are you from?
Nigeria.
All right.
West Africa. Yes, born and raised.
The little girl in you growing up, what did you want to become?
Well, I knew I wanted to be my own boss. I think at about age 4, I'm like, I want to go into business administration. I had no idea what that meant. I just knew that, it meant that I called my own shots, that I would own multiple businesses, and I would be making things happen. That's all I knew at 4. And then, growing up, I always had that, that drive to be able to use my own voice, to be able to just be free. That was my biggest thing. I just wanted to be free because as a child, I don't know if, this was the same for you, where, I was running my life on everyone else's schedule. When I wanted to play, people wanted to get me dressed and go out to a party I didn't want to go to. Go play with these people. So I felt as if I didn't have a say or control over what I wanted to do. So I always had that inkling.
So then what age did you come to Canada?
So from Nigeria, my family went to England. So I went to school in England. And then from England, as a teenager, came to Canada, moved to Canada.
So how was the transition coming over?
Tough. It was a culture shock, very, very different. You would think coming from one Anglophone country to another, it would be a piece of cake. No. Culture shock. It was a bigger culture shock for me going from Nigeria to England than it was England to Canada. I had to drop my accent really quickly because no one understood anything I was saying. It was just different circles, different vibe, different. It was just different, right? But the only thing that made it really wonderful was that I was coming to stay with family. I was emigrating, and that was a difficult transition, but yeah. I was just thinking I was coming to Toronto because this is where the CNE was. That was my big thing.
So let me ask you, what's your favorite cup of tea then?
My favorite cup of tea, well, it's black tea. So it would be between Earl Grey and English breakfast.
Now, is that coming from England? Is that?
I know. There's nothing like a full English, right? With the scones and the clotted cream and yeah.
All right. So then now you're getting all these cultures into you. What made you say, okay, I'm learning different cultures. I'm learning stuff. I need to help other people get to that next level.
Well, I mean, I've always been interested in, the whole idea of, as with your show, Jump, and getting to the next level and just being curious. I was always curious. So growing up, I was immersed in literature, immersed in other world, other experiences, journeys, travel, all of that. And I've been fortunate enough in my life to be able to do that. And so when it comes to other people, I'm always that one who eggs you on. I'm like, yeah, you can do it, right? And have you considered this? And have you tried this? And I'm that friend. It's like, no, no, no. I just want to be like, I like my couch. I like my, my drink. I like, but don't
Yeah.
you ever wonder? Yeah. So what I do with clients is, walk them through that process of, you know, who do you want to become? Right? What in your life is not working for you? What doesn't serve? And how do you envision yourself, your life, maybe, a year from now? If you continued as you are right now, would that be okay with you 3 years from now, exactly where you are? And if the answer is no, then okay, what would you be willing? Like, what would you be willing to release from your life? And what would you be willing to receive? Right. And then we go through all these steps, and there's an entire process to it. But the whole idea is beginning from your foundation of your self worth, right? Who are you being? How do you feel about yourself? And, what is your vision? Creating that vision for your life and then taking one step at a time to get there. Doesn't happen overnight, but it's definitely a commitment. Take action, and I guide you through that.
All right. You said release.
Yes,
You mentioned the word release, and
yes.
what are we releasing? Is it
Well,
people,
there
place, things? Like,
it
what are
can
we releasing?
whatever is standing in the way of your vision. Well, the release really is, I begin with releasing yourself, right, of any kind of preconceived, like any limiting ideas or beliefs that you have around who you are, what you deserve, right? Whether or not you have a precedence of a particular type of success or path in your family. You might be the first to go to college, but you don't want to, throw shade on other people because there's this perceived idea that, you know, and so, releasing yourself of all these thoughts and ideas that keep you small, right? And sometimes that could mean releasing relationships that don't serve your vision, right? Releasing, not because you're judging it or judging people or judging anything, it is that it is out of alignment with who you're becoming, right? And so then it's almost like decluttering, right? You do spring cleaning. So you release certain things with love, like no judgment around it, in
Hmm.
order to create space in your life to be able to receive what does serve you, right? Because the whole idea is giving from a full and overflowing cup, right? So back to the tea analogy, we give from the saucer, not from the cup. Like the
Hmm.
cup has to be like runneth over,
Right.
and then you give from the saucer so that your success and your ability to be of service is sustainable for the long haul.
So, are you the glass is half full or a half empty kind of
The
person?
glass is overflowing,
It's
is my
overflowing.
jam. It's overflowing.
And is that juice, milk? Like, what's it overflowing with?
Didn't I just tell you it was tea?
I just want to make sure.
Is it tea? Yeah. Whatever you want, whatever your drink of choice is, right?
But here's the thing, though. Some
But
people are scared to even pour something into the cup.
yeah.
So how
And a
do we
lot of
get
that is learned.
okay? So how do we get
Yeah.
even to that position where they're like, "Oh, that's a big
Here's
cup
my
to
cup.
fill." Yeah, that's a big cup. You're like, you didn't bring a shot glass, you brought a mug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they
Like those
want to
like
know
metal ones, like
exactly.
camping mugs.
They want to
Um,
know how am I feeling that?
Well, this is the thing. Like, there's no pressure, or because you get to determine that, right? Like, I'm not dictating and no one else is dictating. That's the whole idea of free will and freedom, right? Where you get to determine the size of your cup, and you get to determine what drink you're going to put in your cup, and you get to determine what level, right? It's not every time you might not want to go like all in. Like, everyone has um, a different style and a different way of being. There's some people who might be absolutely content, and meaningful success means like a cabin in the woods, and you pull it like Walden style, right? It's like, I just want to be in it can be that. Or it can also mean being able to really just expand and just keep going and seeing what's next, not because you need more for the sake of more, but that you're leaning into your curiosity and you're excited to be able to evolve and learn new things and grow and connect with people, build relationships. This isn't just something happening in a silo. This is about community. This is about giving and receiving. This is about the flow of energy and life, and just, living at your best, at your optimal, right? In health, in finance, in relationship, in all aspects that you define as being meaningful to you. So you get to call the shots.
All right. So I'm going to backtrack 5 steps, because I always ask this question to everybody, because it's something that we all have with us.
Yes.
You want to pour in water, but you have all these naysayers around you going, oh, don't put water in there. You should be pouring something else into your cup. Why are you doing that? You sure you want to put water in that cup?
Yeah, naysayers. Yeah. I call them the peanut gallery.
Okay.
Sometimes that can be our family. Sometimes that can be our friends or community circle, whatever that is, co-workers, it can be anyone. And the idea is, again, your grounding, your North Star is, what is your vision? Everyone has an opinion, but then next you qualify who is giving that opinion and what is it based on. A lot of the time you'll find it's based in fear, right? And it's based on not knowing, it's ignorance. It's well-intentioned because they want to keep you safe. They want to keep you familiar and comfortable, right? Because then they can be comfortable, right? You don't want you going too far, because then I feel uncomfortable, right? So again, it's about comfort, it's about fear, it's about a lot of things, and just not knowing, right? Not knowing what is possible. You caught your vision. There's a reason why you see it. Now, the naysayers can have their opinion, but you then get to choose what your next move is, not based on them, but based on this is where a mentor and a coach is important. Who has been where who are the pioneers? Who are the pathfinders? Who are the trailblazers? You listen to them. It's key to surround yourself with people who are being and doing and becoming what you aspire to be, and when you do that, the voices of the naysayers, you start to listen with compassion, because then you can really see the fear. You don't take it to heart. You're not as porous and you're not as easily dissuaded, right? Because you're very clear about who you are, who you're being, and who you're becoming, right? And your vision for your life, because only you caught that. Right. So when you surround yourself with the right messaging, with the right company, with the right people, right? Naysayers can have their say, and they will be the first ones to jump in and go, I knew he was going to make it. I knew she had it in her. No, you didn't, because you couldn't see the vision. But they will jump on the bandwagon later when it becomes more obvious to them, right? And then they become your fan club.
Well, let's find out a little bit more. Here we go. It's now time for rapid fire. We're going to do some rapid fire. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to go through some questions. But here's the fun thing about it, though. You get to ask the questions that I'm going to ask you. Here it goes. You get to pick A, B, C, or D. And those are the questions that I'm going to ask you. So which ones would you want? A, B, C, or D?
A.
Questions A. All right. Remember, you got 2 minutes on the clock. You can elaborate, but you got to get through all the questions in 2 minutes. Are you ready?
Ready.
2 minutes starts now. It's on the clock. What is your favorite drink?
Tea.
When are you most productive?
All the time.
What inspires you?
Life.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
What is happening in your life right now that you're so excited about?
My Supreme Leadership Summit.
What is your favorite number and why?
4, because I'm the 4th child. And it's a balanced number. I love it.
Favorite cake?
Oh my God. Why are you going so deep? Oh my God. A Victoria sandwich.
There you go. How do you start your day?
With gratitude.
What was your worst subject in school?
Maths.
What is your best subject in school?
Bible knowledge.
Cats or dogs?
Oh God. I can't choose between them. No, they're both. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not starting a war.
Okay. What scares you?
Oh my gosh. Complacency and mediocrity.
If you can live anywhere in the world, where'd you live and why?
Well, right where I am, Toronto.
Last question,
Why?
29 seconds. What would you change about yourself?
I wouldn't change anything. I'll just keep growing, evolving, because I love myself.
There you go. There you go. You made it with 17 seconds left on the clock.
That was tough.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com.
Hey, it's okay if you're driving or too busy to take notes. Charles has your parachute packed with all the info you need to jump into success. Check out the links section for all the tools you need to land safe. Now, let's keep falling with Charles and his special guest.
Yes, we are back live. And during the break, I'm just thinking about some of your answers here. You can't choose between cats and dogs.
Oh, come on. It depends on the day. Like, I'm a Leo, so I'm a cat. However, right. Every pet I've ever had has been a dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I represent Team Cat, and I have room in my heart for dogs. So that's why. Not because I can't, that's why.
And then what scares you is what I asked you. You said complacency.
Mediocrity. Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, because mediocrity, to me feels like a very stuck, like if there was ever a hell, like a heaven and a hell, I picture hell as being that place of, nah, I'm okay, like either or, like I don't have to. I'm just that stuckness, and that I'm not growing, I'm not thinking, I'm not learning, I'm not connecting. It's like maybe worse than hell. It's like purgatory. Like I'm neither here nor there. And for me, that is extremely frightening because then, like that freedom piece, right? Feeling stuck, not having my freedom, that to me is, yeah.
And what does connection mean to you? Because you said connection, and many times you said connection. I've heard the word connection a lot. How much is connection?
How much is it?
Yeah.
Well, connection for me is like a huge part of life where it's being in relationship, it's being in community, it's that piece of flow, right? When you're connected, you're plugged in. Right? You're receiving, you're giving, you're transmitting, it feels dynamic, right? I feel alive. I feel like I can make an impact. I feel that I'm in service and vibrant, right? So that's, for me, that is another way of saying free, right? I'm flowing, I'm free.
So then earlier you said about mentorship as well. And coaching,
Yes.
Why should people get a mentor and a coach?
Well, if we look at the data, like anyone who has ever achieved anything, that has been greatly impactful and positive in the world, had coaches, mentors. They were either they apprenticed someone who was farther ahead in the game than they were, taught them, took them under their wing, gave them advice. That's why at schools you have guidance counselors, right? That's why profs in universities have office hours. Like having that guiding light to be able to, someone who has really lived it, someone who has experienced, right, been on the path to be able to give you tips, right, and support where it could even be emotionally, where you're like, oh my God, I'm all tapped out. I don't know if I can do it. And they're there. Athletes have coaches, right? And in some cases, like multiple coaches for different things. One for someone to take care of their nutrition, someone else to take care of their exercise regimen, someone else to take care of their in terms of like mindset, right? So having coaches is something that if you know that you want to achieve great things, or if you know that you want to have experience optimal well-being, right? You surround yourself with people who have the knowledge, because there's no prerequisite that you must have it all yourself. No, surround yourself with people who have, and that's another way we collapse time. Surround yourself with the people who have the info, and you draw from that. You can go with that team so much faster, whether you're in corporate, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're whatever it is you're doing in your regular life, right? I have mentors and coaches myself because I don't have all the answers.
So how do you know when it's time to jump? You know what I mean? A lot of my listeners stand at that line, and how do they know when to take that step? Or
Well, first of all, if you're asking that question, then you know it's time to jump, right? Like if you're wondering, is it time? Then I think you're ready on that runway, you're taxiing, right? And
Mhm.
it's just a matter of, okay, whatever it is that I'm looking at, whatever is on the horizon, whatever it is I'm hoping for, that itch, that nudge that you're getting, that restlessness that, many of us get. Once you have that, it's time to, again, that connection piece of start having conversations with people who are visionaries, people who are big thinkers, people who don't stop at their fear or their limitations, because there's no other time than the present, right? So now's the time to jump.
so after you hyperventilate and after you yeah, that mini
Yes,
stroke, after you panic attacks and
change your
everything,
pants,
yeah,
anything,
all
all
that
of
good,
that.
all that good stuff that comes with, taking a chance on yourself.
Yes.
What do you go through? Like, what's the moment then you know that, okay, it was the right decision?
Well, I believe that no matter what, like if you know that, and I use my vision as the filter, right? So when you get clear on your vision, because I focus on clarity, courage, and confidence. So when you get clear on your vision, right, and you know that that is your North Star, that is what you're filtering every single action, decision, relationship, merger on. It must be in alignment with that vision. It must serve that vision and serve your highest being, right?
So
As
you're not
long as it's in alignment, you can't go wrong with
so you're
it.
not jumping back and forth, and you're
No,
not
you're not
really.
dithering and you make clear, concise decisions, right? Doesn't mean it's going to be simple. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy and a walk in the park. But you know that this is moving you closer to and actually magnetizing your vision forward towards you.
So in other words, you're not all willy-nilly all over the
No,
place.
no, no. Committed action. You're making decisive, you're taking decisive action in your life based on like everything is filtering through that vision, right? So you're not like, I wonder if this will work. I wonder, no, is it in alignment with your vision? Is this relationship in alignment with your vision? Dating this person, is that in alignment with where you know you're going to be in 5 years, right? Everything through the filter of that vision, because that is who you're becoming.
All right, not every client is the best client. So who are your clients? Okay.
Not everyone, like, hey, it's like a dog whistle. Like
Yeah.
some people will hear your voice, others won't, right? If it's for you, it's for you, right?
Right.
And so for me, my clients tend to be, professionals, really, high achieving, high performance people. Many of them are in the creative arts. So, for people who are ready to make that jump, that's who my client is. Not wondering whether or not this is for me, not wondering if I should be, should I get a coach? Should I not get a coach? I will be more than happy to hop on a call with you and give you some guidance as to, okay, maybe therapy, maybe this, maybe that, right? Maybe a speech, whatever it is you want to do in alignment with your vision, I'm here to hold you high. But the people I tend to work with are people who are like, I'm ready to blow this up. I'm ready for the next level. What do I get to release and what do I get to receive?
Right. And,
Let's go.
People need to understand sometimes you're not ready. You're all over the place. You got a knapsack on instead of a parachute.
Well, sometimes you're not ready to make a decision about what it is you claim you want, right? So you're still like dipping your toe in the water. I believe we're ready the moment we say we're ready.
Gotcha.
Right. And then the people around you, again, having the right people around you in terms of how it serves your vision will then assist you in, okay, you have a parachute on your back, not a knapsack. So are you going skydiving or are you going camping? Right? Like, where are you going? You're going on a hike? Okay, if it's a hike you want to go, then get a knapsack. But if you want to go, like, have you considered skydiving? Then, okay, person, I know someone, there's like an airport over here that will lead you, right? So it's about clear communication as well, right? Because how many times do we, have those conversations with people we love? Oh yeah, I want to start that business. That was 10 years ago. Are you any closer, right? Like, are you just talking, right? Or are you ready to make a commitment? And
it wasn't the right time.
Do you know someone?
Yeah, it's not the right time.
Yeah. I had that thing. I had that,
it's not the right time. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Now time for pick 3.
It's now time for pick 3. Now we've added 3 more questions. So now you can ask yourself the last 3 questions. So now it's 1 to 13. So give me 3 numbers between 1 and 13.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Never done that before. Here we go. Let's try that out. 1, 2, 3. What is the one thing you wish you would have known before getting into this type of business?
Exactly what I said before with, surrounding myself with the right mentors and the right coaches, would have shaved off so much time.
All right. Yeah. Number 2, what is your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
Oh God, my biggest failure? Getting fired from a previous job, and what I learned from it was time to jump, and I didn't, and so they jumped me.
they pushed you out the plane
like, with a knapsack.
But it sounds like you really knew you should have left already, though.
Oh yeah, I did, and I think in a really weird twist, they were doing me a favor. They could see that I was hesitant because I was trying to be like responsible and, keep, and I didn't want to, make that leap, even though I knew it was way overdue. So yeah.
All right. So number 3, we've kind of answered that one already. So I'm going to pull an audible here. Okay. I'm going to change it up. If you can follow somebody for 24 hours, okay, past or present, could be anybody, just to follow them, get their notes and see how they live and what they do and everything. You could just shadow them, be that little parrot on their shoulder. Who would it be and why?
Imhotep.
Okay.
Ancient Egypt. I want to know it all. I want to know the mysteries. I want to learn all the esoterics. I want to learn about what they knew about surgery. I want to learn what they knew about architecture. I want to know what they learned about, like, everything that we attribute to the Greeks. Africa is where it all began. And I want to learn from the masters. Imhotep.
You want those secret passages. You want to know what stone to touch, what stone not to touch. where all those jewelries are. Yeah, I see where you're going.
So the Sphinx, is there a deal down there? What's the stash? Emo? Where's the stash? Yeah, that's what I want.
Don't step on that rock. Go to the
Exactly.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, listen, it's been an honor and pleasure to have you on the show.
Oh, it's
Thank
been
you
great.
so much. If you can give somebody one quick advice, what would it be?
Jump.
There you go. All right, everybody. You heard her. She said jump. If you want more information, make sure you go to her website. Tell everybody your website.
RachaelAbah.com. That's spelled with an RachaelAbah.com.
All right. And all the links will be in the description. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Like I always said, you didn't have to listen, but I'm so glad you did. Now it's your time. Like she said, is your cup sitting there? Is it full? Is it not full? Is it dry? Are you thirsty? What are you waiting for? You have a cup. It's time to fill it up. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time. Hey, hope you had a great time listening to the show. If you think I did a great job, please buy me a coffee. I still got a lot of work to do. We would love to hear from you, your feedback, so please click the link and leave us a review. You can help us grow by following us on all social media platforms and sharing this link. Once again, it's time for you to jump. Success is waiting.